My name is Deanna Binding. My story is, I think it's a lot like every addict's story. Circumstances and trauma and things like that took place, which caused me to start using because I didn't know how to cope or deal with anything that was going on in my life. I started smoking weed at the normal age, I would think probably about 12, 13. By 16, 17, I was experimenting with prescription pills like Xanax, Vicodin, Lorcet, things like that. I ended up having my first daughter at 19 and was in a very abusive and toxic relationship. At 23, my second daughter followed, and it was not as bad, but pretty similar to the situation I was in with my first daughter's dad. We ended up splitting up, and one of those things, I couldn't cope with it, and that's when my heroin addiction had took place. But before that, I was already taking pain pills on a daily basis at that point. Just thought I'd throw that in there. I've had 3 ODs. One of them, my second daughter was in the car with me, and I was caught with heroin, well, technically fentanyl. At the time, it was just coming out. You were just kind of hearing about it. I was caught with it in my bra, and the paramedics and the cops who found me let me go. They didn't charge me. I was 2 days from getting my CNA certificate, and I had just been caught in a car in Melvindale, Michigan, overdosed with my toddler in the backseat asleep in the car seat with my boyfriend in the car. So I'm fairly new to the whole fentanyl thing. I just moved out here to Arizona in February of 2021, and I was on Suboxone. Before that, I had over 2 years clean off opiates from a program I was in called UMADOP. It's out of Lima, Ohio. Myrtle Lighton runs it. I have 4 daughters altogether, and I found out I was pregnant with my last daughter at Joshua Treatment Center. And so shortly after that, after I graduated treatment, I ended up back messing up for a little bit of time, and that's how I ended up in intensive outpatient at UMADOP in Lima, Ohio. And that program saved me and my boyfriend's life, and I was able to keep my daughter, and it opened a lot of doors for me, and Suboxone did a lot of wonders for me. And when we moved out here, I didn't have a Suboxone doctor set up because I was being negligent, and let's be honest, being addicts, in the back of my mind, I wanted to get high, obviously, or I would have set it up. Let's be real about that. The blues happened shortly after that, and it's been a shit show ever since. So to anybody who's out there, anybody's kids who are watching or listening, it's not a joke, it's not a game. This stuff will destroy your life. It will take everything you love from you. It will literally take your soul from you. So if you are ever offered anything, opiates, heroin, fentanyl, please don't. It's not worth it at all.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so you moved to Arizona. You weren't homeless when you moved out here.
No, I had an apartment.
How long have you been homeless now?
I'd say about 6 months.
6 months.
I mean, I've lost places before, but I've never been like this. Never. I don't have any family out here like this, so.
Where are your children at currently?
My 2 oldest, my grandparents have guardianship of them. I think in the video I said I was able to keep rights to my kids. That's what I was going through with Michigan when I got clean in Ohio. They have co-guardianship of my 2 oldest. And my 3rd daughter, Harper, is with her dad. And my daughter, Olivia, that's here with me now, I have full custody of, but also share custody with her dad as well.
How much of a change have you seen since these blues hit the streets compared to like the heroin and all that?
I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, the heroin was bad. It was killing people pretty quickly because a lot of us were intravenous users, so that was pretty bad. But these blues, I've never seen anything like it at all. Even that's not just speaking for myself, that's watching other people too.
What's the worst type of situation you've seen out here on the streets?
I've seen girls out here on the streets selling their bodies. I've seen people robbing their moms, robbing stores, like putting their lives at risk, putting the people around them's lives at risk, just taking dangerous risks to get the high. And I've done it myself. So
How many pills do you have to take a day?
when I first got here, I was probably doing about 40 booze a day.
How many?
40.
40?
Yeah. At the time, I had money coming in, but now that stopped, I'm probably down to about anywhere from 10 to 20 a day.
10 to 20 a day. So, on an average day, what do you have to do out here to survive?
So honestly, I panhandle. Honestly,
So,
not all the time, but sometimes.
where do you sleep on a nightly basis?
For a while, I was sleeping anywhere I could, in stairwells, hotel rooms, things like that. But now I have a friend, a really, really great friend named Angie, that's like really opened her home and her heart to me, and she's really trying to help me. She's a great person, so I'm very lucky.
So, have you ever overdosed off fentanyl?
Yes, with my daughter in the car, I thought it was heroin. It was fentanyl and Benadryl. The guy sold it to us and knew it wasn't that, and could have killed me, almost killed me.
And did you have to go to the hospital and all that?
Yeah. That's when I got caught with it in my bra. Sold it to us like it was heroin, and it was really fentanyl and Benadryl. There was no heroin in it at all.
What's the youngest age out here you see of using fentanyl and homeless?
I'd say, I haven't seen too young. I'd say probably about 16, 17.
So, out here in these streets, right? Do you see a lot of people being victimized, and taken advantage of?
Mm-hmm. Especially people that are older and, don't have they can't go and rip and run like when we're younger to go hustle up our shit all day, They're older. So they have to kind of rely on other people a lot to go get their stuff, and they get ripped off a lot. A lot of younger, naive people, women are definitely a target because what are we gonna do? Fight them for our shit, So it's definitely, it's just dangerous all around. All of it is dangerous, and it's sad.
What type of resources do they have out here for people who are homeless?
Right now, I am working through the homeless prevention program. I did recently just get approved for my Section 8 voucher. So there are programs out here. There's Kodak, the ARC for rehabilitation services. See, I'm fairly new to Arizona, so I'm just learning about this myself. Pueblo will help you get documents that you need. There's all types of resources, but none of us can grasp at it because we're too busy chasing a fucking foil.
That's a real statement there. So, you've experienced treatment. You went through recovery.
Yes, I have, yeah.
You know what I mean? I've gone through recovery too. I believe in the spiritual solution, the 12 steps and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see yourself trying to get back into treatment? You've done it once before.
Yes, I have. My little girls, I really don't have a choice.
What makes it harder this time getting into treatment?
I just asked I was just crying to my friend, like, I'm always prided myself on, like, when it's time to go to treatment, it's time to go, like, I can't keep doing this. And there's something different this time about the fentanyl. It's making it so much harder for not just me. It's almost like makes you feel like it's impossible to give that up, and that's what's really scary about it. So, yes, I definitely will be going to treatment. I know I have to go to treatment.
Explain the sickness, the withdrawals.
Anybody who knows opiate withdrawal is like the shakes. I call it itchy crawly, where you're jerking consistently. I've never really got the puking or the shitting on myself, but I know friends that have, and that's really, really graphic, and it's just rough. But the fentanyl, because it's so much stronger, and there's no way of measuring it, really, the withdrawals come on sooner, and they come on more intensely. So I'm telling you and warning you, do not pick this shit up.
Hey, do me a favor. For all those kids out there, struggling mothers, struggling people who are on the fence about, using and getting into this lifestyle. Look at that camera and tell them what this lifestyle is really about.
Well, I'll just sum it up for you quickly. This is no lifestyle. This is not a life. This is survival, and it's barely that. Your life will consist of chasing around a bus all day. And it's not fun, and it's not glamorous, and when you're on the streets, you don't have access to a shower or food exactly when you need it, or anything you need, really. Like, it's really, you have to fend for yourself, and at any time someone could take your things from you. You could be put in a dangerous situation. It's just really dangerous. Anyways.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.